Hello everyone, welcome to Tarot and Oracle for the Soul. I tried filming this flip through earlier. You may have caught a glimpse of it on my channel before I turned it to private. I got way too personal, so this time I'm gonna just do a minor review about this deck. This is by Charlie Quintero from Six Sad Girls. This is the 2.0 Crystal Edition. Now, why I bought this is because I was seeing this all over on VRs and I definitely got FOMO. I did a tarot reading and I asked my pendulum and the pendulum said that I should definitely wait. Well, Charlie sent me a 10% off coupon on Etsy. And so it still cost me $72. Basically, the 10% off coupon gave me free shipping and took care of the tax, or, you know, a little bit of it. Or you could say took care of the tax and gave me a little bit of some money off from the shipping. $72 for a deck is a lot of money, especially since I've had my business going for over a year, but I really just started putting myself out there besides my YouTube channel and my website, smartreikiandtarot.com. This channel was more for me to just do flip throughs of the cards when I went through my collector's phase from 2019, 2020, 2021. I really slowed down, but I have all these cards. This current discussion that's going around in the tarot community, I know that even though I've been reading tarot since 2007, I didn't feel that I had enough cards or enough of my own input to start my own channel. I think it's awesome seeing people who just picked up tarot for fun or just learned tarot and they start a channel right away. I think that's awesome. I wish I had the self-confidence. It took me a long time. Being a spiritual business woman now, it's exciting and it's scary and it's terrifying and I'm blessed, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of work. So that's why I kind of was emotional in the last video, is the pressure and the stress and the success. Like the amount of work you put in for maybe getting $15 for a reading it's a lot of work. Or, you know, coming onto YouTube and filming, and as someone says, when you film YouTube and you come on YouTube, you see everybody up. So it takes a lot of work, and you see people cheerleading their decks and their cards because obviously they like the artwork. Now, I got FOMO because I saw the 1.0 version and I just really love bright, colorful things. And this deck, if anything, is bright and colorful. I wish I had looked at flip throughs of the 2.0 version because this is really shiny deck. I didn't realize that it was going to be holographic. The holographic, the colors look great on the viewfinder, but in real life, it's a lot more muted than I feel like if it wasn't the 2.0 holographic version, because you can see the colors and the vibrancy in the booklet. I love the colors, just the bright colors and everything. Now, I find the little write-up is fine. It's very community-centric. The keywords are free-spirited, adventure seeker. New adventures are being conjured in your dreams. With courage, they become reality. So we just have a little, that's it, like one sentence for each. And then we have the swords with a keyword again. So each suit, it's the same for each, the major and minor arcana. We also have poetry at the back. Wands on Fire, Buried Pentacles, Sunken Cups, and Swords in Flight by Celie Comito Garcia. So if you like poetry, you get art, you get poetry. You can go on to Charlie Quintero's website page right now. The deck is on sale for $60. Do I think this deck is worth $60? No. But again, when I purchase indie decks, I know that I'm purchasing it for the artwork and to support the artist. I'm sure I would not be able to afford to buy a full print of these. There's some cards that I absolutely love, and then there's some cards in here that I absolutely don't love, or I love elements like this. I love the colors. Really, I bought this because I just really love decks that are kind of psychedelic. I mean, look at her pants. I love that. And I love how the energy is exploding behind her and her scenery of the like cactus. She's in the desert. And it's funny because that's like so trendy right now, is everyone loves the desert. But that could just be because I live in the desert, so I see the cactus motif everywhere. I like that this Hierophant, it's not one person, it's not one male. It's a collective of women coming together, and their crown chakras are highlighted. So it's almost like a council, your council of spirit guides. So I have been working with this deck, and it hasn't quite like spoken to my subconscious, pulled out info from my subconscious. The readings I do with this deck are okay, and this deck I would definitely only use for myself. I'm not going to use this deck in professional readings. I have about 4 or 5 decks that I use for professional readings, some decks that I only use for myself, some I'll use with friends and myself, and others, honestly, I have, and they're just for the artwork. This is one where I love the artwork, and I would definitely use it with some of my friends, not all though. I love this card, is honestly what gave me FOMO. I love the colors. I love the be nice. I love this background, her whole outfit, her hair, everything. I love this aesthetic. It's awesome. Now, this cardstock is very, very, very thin. These cards are gilded, which I typically don't necessarily love gilded cards because when I shuffle, I usually end up with glitter. This edging is nice. It doesn't get glitter all over your hands. So if that bothers you, this does not do that. It's very flexible. Like I can bend this and it's gonna go right back to shape. So that's nice. So you can riffle, shuffle with these. This strength card is really cool. And these are just a little bit longer than the normal tarot deck. My Thoth deck comes up to like about here. Like I said, I filmed this before. This Wheel of Fortune card is so much fun with all the tarot cards over here. This kind of looks like, is she an angel? Is she, you know, a vampire? What is she? It's just cool. Justice. The Hangman. I'm always comparing my decks to the Thoth because that's what I use. So these cards are a little bit longer than my Thoth, but I just pulled out my Rider-Waite Smith and it's the same size. So they're just a little thinner than the Rider-Waite Smith deck, but the same size. And I was afraid once I opened this and I saw that they were holographic that there'd be fingerprints all over this, but there's not. So that's really nice. That makes me happy. So yeah, my pendulum told me not to purchase this deck. Was it because it was going on sale on her website for $60 right now? Maybe. Was it because I'm on a no-buy year this year because I do have a little bit of a shopping problem that, yes, being on TarotTube kind of feeds into? And since both my husband and I are trying to get our businesses going, it's probably not too smart to spend $70 on a deck. But, you know, don't worry. All our regular bills are paid for, so, you know, it's not like that's the issue. I know that I am blessed because I have a husband and we are both trying to walk on this creative path and living spiritually fulfilling lives. We both left our jobs in the city, working for different government agencies to fulfill our artistic dreams. My husband is an artist, professionally trained artist. He mainly does oil paintings, but he does take commissions. He does do like pastels and watercolors and painting with acrylic. So it just really, you know, depends. He right now is working on a Lenormand deck. So the next thing for me is I want to learn how to read the Lenormand so that I can use the deck that he created, and because I'm obviously going to do flip throughs on both of my channels. I'm going to be supporting my husband. He supports me. He goes to the markets with me and acts as like my bodyguard, which is really nice. He helps me edit a lot of my videos. This conversation on deck prices, deck creators, obviously they're, when it's indie or artists usually, I mean, look at the artistry. I love this card too. This is one of my favorite. I mean, I was a women's studies major and a minor in psychology. I love Sylvia Plath, The Bell's Jar. I read that in college. I love it. This reminds me, this looks like, what's that singer's name? Who is, her voice is really soft. My husband really likes her. I'm not that big of a fan, but it reminds me of her. I don't remember. But, yeah, I like the artistry, and artists really do spend a lot of time on their art. I mean, my husband is doing a Lenormand, and it's not as in-depth as tarot cards. And it still is taking, it's going to take him, I think, 9 or 10 months to finish. But he's being really conscientious of people's budgets. So yeah, made with love, insomnia, and magic. Nikolai's not losing, that's my husband, is not losing sleep doing his art. He's taking his time because with oil, it takes time to dry anyway. So you can't really go fast. But it is a long process when you create a deck, whether it be Lenormand or Kipper or whatever. But he's looking to go through distributors where he will maybe charge $35, $40 at the most. He's trying to be really conscious of, you know, just because people are charging up to $100, $120, $150, he's not going to do that. Like, he's really being conscientious of getting the best quality he can for the best price so he can pass on that value to the customer. So what I love about this deck is I love the colors. I love the artwork. Like, this is another one of my favorites. I just love everything about it. I love her alien green skin. She's an alien. I love the rainbow behind her. I just love the colors. I personally don't love holographic decks. Here's another favorite. I love this. The shine kind of bothers me, but in terms of artwork, I love it. Is it worth $70? I don't know. That's going to be up to you and your budget and what your needs are. There are a couple cards with nudity, which you'll see the black boxes over. I'm just trying to follow YouTube's community guidelines. I've seen too many artistic channels get strikes and their channel be totally taken down. I've seen it happen on tarot communities. So that's why I do censor the flip throughs. I wouldn't be able to use this because of the way that the nudity is presented. For professional readings, I wouldn't want to like make anyone uncomfortable or embarrassed. So I try to use decks that everyone's fully clothed. But that's just my personal preference. If you know the person you're reading for and you know that they are artistic themselves or artsy and they're not afraid of nudity, then by all means. And of course, again, that's up to you and each individual reader what they're comfortable with. So here's the backs. Do I have FOMO anymore? No. Do I regret buying this deck? No, because like I said, I love the artwork. So I'm going to say that. Like, I love the artistry of this deck and I like the community aspect and some of the things like the King of Swords. It says academic powerhouse authenticity. Use your mind to help others. For those that exercise cruelty and control will sooner or later suffer. So I think that there's different ways of viewing some of these cards, which is, I think, well, it's why I always purchase new decks and I like having the books because I like to see other people's take on these cards, especially the court cards. The court cards can be so like diverse and taken in so many different contexts that it's kind of interesting to see how other creators and tarot readers view the court cards. So the book is just, it's quick. It's easy. I love the tower that it says radical change and anarchy. I mean, so true, right? Change is in the air. The opportunity of fate is upon you. Use it to your advantage as a new beginning. So like, I do like how concise this is. I don't need like a 150-page book for every book. And I think that the art and the poetry in here is cool. So if $60, because it's on sale right now, isn't too much and you like this type of art, I say go for it. If you don't like holographic and you don't riffle shuffle, like I don't riffle shuffle, but shuffling overhanded, I do usually like the cards that pop out. I can't really do that with this deck because it's usually like 3, 4, 5 cards that pop out. They're just so slippery. So if you like super glossy, super thin, super slippery cards, you'll like this. I prefer my cards a little thicker, but not super thick. And I'm not really big on gilding because I'm afraid of ruining the gilding. But since this will mainly be an art deck, one that I just pull out to look at and be inspired by artistically, that's okay, it works for me. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Have fun and keep on shuffling.